Hello, today I thought we could have a little chat about the immune system. There are two types of infections really that can affect us and our animals. One of them is systemic, where the infection gets in usually through the mouth, nose, ears, eyes, any other orifice actually, like the urinogenital tract, where it's faced by an absolute barrage of lymphatic tissue that help to launch your immune system to prevent the bacteria from getting any further into the body. Then there's also local infections, which usually come in through the skin. So, for example, a bite, like a cat bite, is the classic, which then rapidly becomes an abscess unless the infection is repelled from the skin. The only systemic infection really that comes in through the skin is tetanus, and that is quite rare now. In nature, we come across maybe one or two pathogenic bacteria or microorganisms at a time, and usually a fairly small dose. So when the dogs are sniffing around in the park or sniffing each other's bottoms or whatever, the bacteria and other microorganisms enter the body via the mouth and nose and eyes and ears largely, and then stimulate an immune response because they go straight past the immune centres of the lymphatic system. So in the throat there are things called the tonsils, which there's a huge amount of lymphatic tissue around here, around the throat of our dogs and cats and us and all animals in fact, and that is designed to protect us. And that launches the immune response of white blood cells largely, which come along to deal with the immediate threat. After dealing with this immediate threat, then they produce memory white blood cells, which are T cells, which can remember that this microorganism that came in, and they can then deal with it much more quickly next time it comes into the body. So it's a more rapid action response. This is why titer testing is such a strange concept, really, because a titer test of 0 doesn't mean anything at all. All it means, actually, is that the dog or cat has not been exposed to that particular pathogen within the last couple of weeks or maybe the odd month. It doesn't mean that the animal doesn't have any memory white blood cells, though. It doesn't mean it doesn't have an immune response. So just because the titer test shows a low level, it means nothing. The titer test showing a high level shows that the animal has been exposed to whatever bacteria, virus or whatever recently and has launched an immune response to it, which is very good news. So bearing in mind that most bacteria and viruses and other pathogens enter the body through the mouth or the nose or the eyes or the ears and stimulate an immune response by going past the lymphoid tissue of the throat, as in the tonsils, or the gut-associated lymphoid tissue which lines the entire digestive tract, particularly the small intestine. Given that that is the natural way of creating immunity, it seems a little strange to me to be injecting microorganisms, pathogenic microorganisms, through the skin and directly into the blood and bypassing the whole immune defense mechanism until suddenly this huge amount of, usually about 7 different pathogenic organisms, suddenly reach the immune system all in one go and just absolutely overwhelm it. That's a very strange concept. It's much better to allow your animal to come across these different pathogens in a natural way in a small number. So we need to focus on how to keep the immune system strong and healthy. The first thing to do is to make sure that the white blood cells of your immune system are not distracted by doing anything else, so that then when the pathogen does enter the body, they can respond appropriately. So to do this, you need to make sure you're feeding your animal on raw food, because eating processed food, particularly microwave food, actually interferes with the immune system, because partially digested food gets into the blood and then the white blood cells end up trying to do the digesting for you, which is utterly crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? And this is a situation called digestive leukocytosis. You can look it up if you want to have a little bit more detail about that. By not distracting the white blood cells and the immune system with digesting food in the blood, it enables the immune system to keep the main thing, because that after all is the main thing. Nourish the body with raw food, clean water, rest, exercise, and being out in nature, being in sunshine. Support the body with enzymes, antioxidants, probiotics, prebiotics, and superfoods like chlorella and wheatgrass. Systemic enzymes are very important in supporting the immune system because they help with the removal of foreign proteins from the blood, and these can be parasites or bacteria or any other pathogenic organism, microorganism that finds its way into the blood, including undigested food actually. So systemic enzymes are very important in supporting the immune system. And the new systemic enzyme that we have now in PET Plus is called astrozyme, which is proving to be very effective in supporting the immune system by its proteolytic activity. So I hope that helps you to understand how the immune system works and how to support yours and your pet's immune systems to keep yourselves fit and healthy.